Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into what you might call strategic laziness for email marketing. We're going to break down how you can get way more clicks, not by writing more, but by writing smarter, using some super powerful psychological triggers you can pretty much just copy and paste.
So let's just kick things off with a question that probably hits a little too close to home for anyone in the marketing world. You spend all this time crafting what you think is the perfect email. You hit send, and what do you get? Crickets. So why is it so incredibly hard to get a simple click?
Well, the source material we're digging into today has a really fascinating take on this. It argues that your real enemy isn't that people are too busy or that they're not paying attention. No, it's something way more powerful. It's emotional inertia.
Just think about it. Your reader, they're tired, they're distracted, they're already swimming in a sea of messages. They are, for all intents and purposes, an object at rest. And what do we know about objects at rest? They stay at rest. Your job as the copywriter is to create this jolt of mental tension, this thing called cognitive dissonance, that's so strong, so itchy, that clicking your email is the only way they can scratch it.
Okay, so how do you do that? Well, let's talk about the secret weapon you're going to use to fight this inertia. The source calls it the gancho, which is Italian for the hook. And it's not about writing a beautiful, long email. It's about deploying a single, powerful point of emotional friction right up front. And here's the beauty of it. It's a really simple two-step process. First, you just strategically drop a short, sharp little sequence of text right where they see it first. The subject line, the preview text, or the very first sentence. And second, you design that little bit of text to make not clicking feel, well, impossible.
All right, so it's time to build out your toolkit. We're going to break down 7 specific copy and paste hook formulas. Think of each one as a ready-to-use weapon in your arsenal, all powered by some core psychological principles, and they're all designed to turn your emails into predictable click machines. So, hook number 1 actually weaponizes specificity. Why? Well, it's because our brains are fundamentally wired to trust promises that seem too specific to be made up. Vague claims just get ignored, but those sharp, weirdly specific details, they get clicks. Just look at how this structure works. It's so smart. You're combining a numbered list, which our brains love because it promises organized, easy-to-digest info, with a really specific pain point, like wasting 3 hours a day. But then you hit them with that cliffhanger. The third is the sneakiest. This triggers something called the Zeigarnik effect. Our brains absolutely hate unfinished business, and they crave closure. You have to click just to close that loop.
Okay, on to the next one. This one leverages one of the most powerful human motivators of all, the ego. I mean, let's be honest, nobody wants to be seen as a rookie or feel like they're the one falling behind the curve.
Now, this number here, this is the whole key. The source brings up this stat that a massive 91% of marketers are making a specific, really costly mistake. That number isn't just some random fact. It is the entire foundation of our next hook.
You see what this does? This formula creates this subtle threat to your reader's professional status. It's basically asking, hey, are you part of the 91% that's failing? That psychological need to prove you're in the smart minority, or at the very least to find out if you're making that same mistake, is what makes that click almost irresistible.
Oh, this next one is just pure gold. It taps directly into that universal human desire for maximum results with minimum effort. I mean, who doesn't want that? This is the very definition of being strategically lazy.
And this example just perfectly illustrates the power of a shortcut. It works by taking a process that your audience thinks is super long and difficult and just swapping it out for a proven, fast alternative. You're not just offering them information, you're offering them a secret that saves them time and a whole lot of effort.
Okay, now for a really potent one. We know from psychology that the fear of losing something you already have is a way stronger motivator than the desire to gain something new. And this hook taps directly into that primal fear. You see how this creates this powerful pincer movement? It's hitting you from 2 sides. First, there's the urgent time pressure, only 4 hours. And second, there's a direct competitive threat. It's not just that you'll miss out, it's that your competitors are going to get an advantage over you. That makes taking action right now feel absolutely essential.
People are just naturally curious. We love secrets, and we love feeling like we're part of some exclusive inner circle. This next hook totally exploits that tendency to build trust and, of course, drive those clicks.
This is so effective because it feels real, It feels authentic and exclusive. When you offer a private peek at a real success, or even better, a really costly failure,
You create this instant bond of trust. The content stops feeling like marketing and starts feeling like a forbidden secret that's being shared just with you. All right, let's switch gears to a hook that works by just challenging the status quo. It's designed to create that powerful cognitive dissonance we talked about right at the beginning by directly contradicting something everyone believes is true. And this is just a fantastic way to frame it. You're directly contrasting a common industry practice, the old way, with some new, counterintuitive solution. This literally forces the reader to stop in their tracks and think, wait a second, have I been doing it wrong this whole time? They have to click just to figure out why their core beliefs are being challenged.
So the big takeaway here is this. If you want to grab someone's immediate and undivided attention, challenge one of their fundamental beliefs. It doesn't even matter if they click to defend their old way of thinking or to discover a new truth. Either way, they click.
Okay, the final hook in our toolkit is all about the power of visualization. It works by simply asking the reader to imagine a successful future, and that creates an immediate, really powerful desire to make that future a reality.
This is just brilliant because it takes an abstract goal, like a higher conversion rate, and makes it a tangible vision. You're not just selling them a template, you're selling them the feeling of having a funnel that converts at 15%. Your solution then becomes the clear, obvious path to actually getting there.
Okay, so now you've got this amazing toolkit of psychological hooks. But here's the thing. What happens if you fire your perfect weapon and it completely misses the target? I mean, the best copy in the entire world is completely useless if your email lands in the spam folder or never even reaches the right person. And that's where creative strategy has to meet a solid technical framework. And this is exactly why the source emphasizes that your tech stack is kind of the unsung hero of this entire strategy. Think about it. Automation tools like Systema.io, they're not just about sending emails. They're about sending the perfect hook to the right person based on their behavior at the exact moment they're most likely to act. And a service with high deliverability, like GetResponse, that's your insurance policy. It's what makes sure that all this psychological craftsmanship actually gets seen by human eyes, not just a spam filter. So the takeaway here is pretty clear, right? Stop trying to write these long, complex novels in your emails. Start using these psychologically powered copy and paste hooks. They're designed to break through that inertia, create real urgency, and turn your emails into the predictable click machines you've always wanted them to be. So the only real question left is, which one are you going to try first?